How's it going, everybody? My name is Maciej Turski and this is HOT ROD PLEXI from Tech21. As its name suggests, this pedal is inspired by vintage Marshall amps, and while these amps are known to sound best at ear bleeding levels, this pedal is supposed to deliver a very similar experience but without damaging our hearing. At the first glance, it looks like a normal overdrive pedal. We have all basic controls: level, tone, drive. Punch is a bit more unusual here. Basically what it does, it controls low and resonant frequencies of 4x12 cabinet. Boosting this will help you to get a bit more of this in-your-face kind of sound. After that, we have additional channel, which could be controlled by on and off switch and hot knob as well. Engaging this basically brings like a virtual 12AX7 tube into the preamp stage of this. What it means is we get more gain at the end. So it seems pretty awesome on paper, but how does it sound? My headrush is set to Fender amplifier simulation with a Friedman impulse response on it and just a tiny bit of reverb, but basically this is how it sounds. And now we're gonna engage the pedal. Everything is set at noon right now. Let's hear it. As you can hear, it's slightly harsh in the top end right now, but this is where the tone knob comes to play because it acts like a high cut. So it helps us to smooth out this harsh top end that it might be a bit too brittle for our ears. So let me dial it back a little bit to like around 3 o'clock. Let's see how it sounds. What I really like about this pedal is the way it affects lower frequencies in that mid-range, because it makes you sound much punchier, and through that you do perceive it as you would sound much louder, and it does sound like the cranked up amplifier. Punch knob is responsible for this effect. I'm going to show you quickly how does it affect your tone. So now we're set on at noon. Now I'm going to dial it back in at around 9 o'clock, let's say. As you can hear, it doesn't actually affect the sonic energy of your guitar, but it just puts it somewhere else. So basically now it sounds for me like my neighbor is having a great time practicing his guitar, but not me in here, in this room. So let's push it back now, and I'm gonna dial it in at around 3 o'clock just to push it a bit more and show you what's the potential for. So when we push it a bit further, it gives us this kind of impression as you would be standing literally in front of the speaker with a very loud amplifier. So now when I'm wearing headphones, I hope you can actually hear that as well, is it gives you this kind of deafening sort of experience. So it makes me feel like, you know, if you go to a gig and after hours of listening to very loud music, you come back home and you can feel like you have this kind of woolen cap on your head and you can't hear the higher frequencies. That's pretty much what it makes me feel like, that I'm a bit deaf, which is a good thing when it comes to guitar sound, because it makes you feel kind of loud, but also maybe here it's an exaggeration of this right now at this setting that I'm having, but I still really enjoy it anyway. Okay, so now let's jump into the second channel of this pedal, which is going to push us a bit more into that realm of hot rod modded plexi, which is going to have more gain. Let's see how this sounds like. That is a lot of gain, and we are still halfway on it, so let's see how far we can get with gain on this thing. So now I'm gonna push, I can push the drive knob first, and as you can hear, that is a lot. That's a terrible idea. That's definitely too much for me, and it kind of steps into a bit of fuzz territory, but well, I wouldn't use it that way, but you can definitely try it, whatever you want. I think also what I wanted to show you is the difference between the sound of this, so like turning your rig into a hot plexi, versus using hot plexi emulation on things such as Headrush. What is the difference, and is it actually worth getting a pedal like this for anything that you already have, or maybe it's just, you know, additional add-on that you don't necessarily need, and maybe you should save up money for something else. So let's go and dive in into the Hot Rod Plexi on my Headrush. Pretty much the same rig, it's just different head. Now I'm using Marshall Plexi Glass 100 watts simulation over here, but apart from that, everything is pretty much the same. So let's hear how this sounds. To conclude this whole thing, I wanted to answer, does it do the thing that it's supposed to be doing, which is, you know, turning your amp into a plexi? I would say yes, it does a great job of making that impression, especially when it comes to recording. I'm not entirely sure how would it stack up against the real thing. Maybe that's, you know, an idea for another video. If you guys are interested in that, I could try do that. But is that a pedal that I necessarily need? I don't think so, just because it steps more into that vintage realm that I'm not necessarily striving for anymore. But with that in mind, I would say it's a very nice, warm sounding distortion with a bit more capabilities than just a regular overdrive pedal. So I think it's worth checking out. For me, it would be like a strong 6, 7 out of 10. But that's because I just want to leave room for some amazing pedals out there. But I really wonder what you guys think and what is your impression or maybe your experience with this pedal as well. Let me know in the comment section below. But if you're interested in this type of content in the future, consider subscribing and, you know, maybe I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day, evening, or whatever you're having right now. I'll see you soon. Take care.